one of the common trends that I hear often when I sit with our clients is we don't know what you do. It's this big mystery, this black magic, this voodoo that happens behind the scenes. So I've invited Mike and Mike here from Forza. They've been with us for over a year now and a bit. And, when they first came in, they had a lot of similar questions. And here we are today, a year and a bit later. We're going to try to debunk what the everyday worker or person outside of the marketing world, why they approach agencies like ours. So Mike and Mike, thank you for being here. Appreciate you jumping on here. So really quickly, I want to give you guys a quick opportunity to introduce yourselves. Tell us a little bit about Forza, what you guys do. Tell the world what you guys do. And then we'll get into some of the line of questions. That cool?
Perfect.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
And yes, we're allowed to fucking swear.
Yeah.
All right.
Mark, I like it. I like it. There we go. Loosening right up now.
We run a general contracting company. Dabble into a little bit of residential, commercial work, sometimes some industrial, some custom builds, multiplexes, any type of renovation stuff like that. And it was really nice to find a way to branch out and kind of get in front of some more eyeballs because referrals are only going to take you too far. Mm-hmm. And yeah, you know what? It was one of those where we had tried a couple of times to find some type of. We knew we had to get some kind of marketing agency involved. What we needed them to do was kind of like, all right, get us somewhere.
So that's awesome. Like right away, that you're posing the right question is we knew we needed to get some sort of digital marketing agency involved. What did you think? Why did you think you needed a digital marketing agency? It was just
because, like you said, word of mouth can only go so far, right? The referrals can only go so far. We just needed to branch out to more and more people. Yeah. And what better way to do it than get into digital marketing, right?
As opposed to going out newspaper and television.
Exactly, right? Because mostly nowadays everyone's on their phone, computers, laptops.
So you had created that dot between your growth and digital marketing being that avenue or channel for you to scale your company.
It was a missing link for us for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
And beyond the email, we're kind of computer illiterate.
Yeah.
To be honest. So
this
is where we're gonna get.
Let's try to find somebody that can help us because we can't do it ourselves. Right?
So when you first approached, because we weren't the first agency you worked with, we know that. And so when you first approach, kind of looking for an agency that can help you, what are you guys searching for? What sorts of things are you looking for to make sure you get the right agency to help support your growth?
We like someone that can be dependable for sure. I know at the beginning, we kind of got yes to that. You're going to be on the first page of Google. You're going to be this. We're going to take you to stars. It's going to cost you whatever amount a month. It's like, all right, well, sounds good. We sign up. A couple of months goes by and no one's answering the phone. There's no meetings. Mm-hmm. The head office isn't even in Toronto. And it's like,
but they started off good. The first couple of months, look, the calls are coming. And then next thing you know it, nothing.
Dead in the water.
And then so we could keep going or try somebody else and we call this guy, talk to this guy. It's just like, how many guys do we need to talk to figure this out? Yeah. Right? It's like, it's an ongoing thing. Talk to the manager here, talk to the manager in this department. It's just like, guys, let's figure this out. Let's get somewhere.
So was there one thing for you guys that stood out, like one line of questions that was repetitive from other organizations, or one thing you guys were asking? Or was it just simply help us because there's this weird, mysterious, confusing element to our world from an outsider looking into marketing? Mm-hmm. Like, what parts of this was mysterious for you or confusing?
Well, we didn't really know much about marketing anyways, right? Like we said, computers for us is ancient history.
Yeah.
Right? So we expect the experts of the digital marketing world to help us and figure out and lead us in the right direction. Like, we put a lot of faith in people lead us in the right direction. If we don't know, help us.
Right? I never felt so much like a homeowner looking for a renovation than being on the flip side of like a marketing conversation.
Yeah. Sure. I think that's applicable, I think, across the board because, me looking at now working with you guys for as long as we have, I've started to learn a little bit about your business and your world and the sorts of line of questions you get. But, as a homeowner myself, I wouldn't know the first thing about the kinds of things that you do, and I wouldn't know what kind of questions to even ask. Like, I know walls are going to go up. They're made out of wood and drywall, right? So it goes both ways. But I think aligning yourself and having a little bit of knowledge in terms of what goes on, was that something you guys were looking for? Like you said, trust a couple times.
Trust
and so earning you got to earn trust, in my opinion. Absolutely. It's not just given. You got to earn it, right? By proving that you can do, you walk the walk, talk the talk.
Yeah.
So when you're dealing with organizations, obviously you guys approached it as individuals that had no idea about what this world was. It was just a confusing, mysterious space you were entering, which could be scary, right? Because you're about to dish out a bunch of money. Steady. Yeah. And in return for that, you want results.
The first guy that came by, he actually ended up cold calling us and then showing up at one of our sites. He had his laptop, he did a little presentation, everything looked all right. We're like, okay, you know what? Let's jump on it.
Right.
He's the first one that didn't want to do like a Zoom call and set this up during the day.
So that was important for you.
Huge,
personal. Like he came and showed up.
He came to us, he showed us everything.
We'll give him a crack at it.
Yep.
But I think that was the last time we saw him.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first time after he got paid, and that was the last time we saw him. Everything else after that was emails. And it just started going downhill.
Well, what about results? Were there results being driven for you guys?
Maybe for a month.
Maybe for a couple months. He got to build us a new website because we had a website originally.
Yeah.
Then he's like, "Oh, there's a bunch of changes we need to make," and then we're like, "Okay, let's do it." And we saw it was working for a little bit. Then next thing you know, it went down. We would call him, "Hey, man, like, what's going on? Hold on, let me call head office. They'll give you a call back." And it just kept over and over and over again. They kept sending us to Montreal, talking to people in French, and it's just like, I don't speak French.
Yeah.
Like I need help. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
but
I don't know.
The bills came.
Yeah. For sure. Every month, we're still getting paid. We're still paying. Yeah. Somehow.
So out of curiosity, because obviously one of the most important factors I've noticed with you guys in particular is that you have always been consistent in coming because you like the in-person experience, right? Which so do we. I mean, we gravitate to that because I think in marketing, having chemistry with who you're working with is really important. So I think you checked off that first box. Yeah. The guy came to you, trust signals were high.
Exactly.
And then it kind of just tapered off right away. Yeah. My question to you guys, when you guys had that initial meeting, was there any line of questions around what your goals and objectives were? Like what were you guys trying to achieve at that point?
We wanted to go for a bigger scale of work.
Okay.
So instead of just tackling bathrooms and kitchens, let's go more for a custom home. Let's try to grow. But like we've always been really cognizant about like how to grow.
Right.
It means one thing to grab all these jobs and have marketing kind of take off for us. But if we don't have the manpower behind us to actually do the work, it kind of doesn't work for us either, right? Yeah. So the whole idea was like, let's get this. The idea has always been growth, but it's like more responsible growth. Right. We don't want to take on anything that we can't handle. Mm-hmm. So the idea from the start is let's just get bigger scopes. We can try to time it out that we can actually get this stuff done and work through it. So it's not like the marketing ever had to be a massive hit all the time, which is I think a lot of the reason why we could just green light these things. Okay. Because it was one of those where, hey, listen, if this takes off, bonus. If it doesn't, we're moving at a pace we can keep rolling at.
Yeah. Because we were still getting the referrals.
You got it.
Right? Sure. Just like we said, we wanted to get the bigger ticket items to make us go to that next step. Yep. And we felt like the only way to do that was sign up with an agency or even just get a nice website together so people see, oh, look what these guys are real professional. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So one of the things you're saying is to you guys, part of the importance of your growth is your ability to service that audience.
Yes.
Right? Because serviceability becomes critical. If you guys got 10 new jobs from these web leads or these new digital marketing strategies, can't service them, that's impactful to your reputation.
You got it.
Right? So that's certainly something that I speak a lot about with clients is how much can you service? We've got clients, much like you, are very cognizant of your serviceability. And then you have like commerce-based clients who are like, they can sell 1 million of these trinkets that they built. And they got to get them out of the shop or the warehouse or whatever, right? So serviceability is a great piece of content that people should, great conversation every marketing agency should be having with their clients. I know for us, we've set some benchmarks, like our performance indicators are a certain number of leads per month, right? Because that's kind of where you guys feel you can service right now, right?
You got it.
in terms of like the measurement of what you would determine successful for online marketing, how do you guys look at success, or how do you determine if something is or isn't successful? Sounded like the first experience, although the guy came and saw you, checked that box, you guys had some slight discussions around serviceability and maybe him or her going after some big ticket items. How did you determine that wasn't success to you really quick because it tapered off, the communication tapered off?
Yeah, I feel like we want to be kept in the loop.
Yeah.
So if we see that the leads aren't coming in and then you're not picking up the phone, it's like, all right, well, we're kind of like lost without a paddle here. So
yeah,
you know what? At least coming in with you guys, it's monthly updates. We go through it. We see where we're at. At least we're there every step of the way, which is really nice. It keeps us informed. You know what's going on. It's like, that's kind of what we're driving to get.
Yeah, we're not always guessing.
And how much of that part where you are informed monthly, how important is it for you to start using the same, understanding the language? Because we use a lot of very silly acronyms in our world that we think everybody knows, but how important is it for you guys to understand, like, what is SEO? What does social media actually do? And PPC and all these other things. Was it important for you guys at the beginning, or has it become more important as you get, because you guys are pretty far into your marketing
more
journey,
into
right?
it, we're getting,
it's a better understanding of where it's going, right? Which always helps.
Yeah, and I agree. Like, a part of the beauty of sitting face to face with someone is you kind of become a little bit of an educator. Mm-hmm. If I'm getting a house built and I'm sitting with the guys who are building the house and they're explaining to me why the beams are 16 inches apart or whatever it is, and centers mean this, I start to get a lot more confident that, these guys are directing me in the right way. The inspector comes in, looks at it and says, yeah, that's right. Yeah. These guys are doing it. So it gives you that sense of comfort, right? Yeah, absolutely. In terms of, like, I'm going to spin it in a way, in terms of the content that you guys feel resonates with your clients, what sorts of content do you think that your clients are gravitating to? Like, when they call you, like, what do they like about the stuff they're seeing?
They say it's clean. It looks professional. It's not like you kind of just slapped it together on their phone, which is really nice. It's 2024, right? If you got a pickup truck and a cell phone, somehow that's a contract. So it's definitely the competition is huge.
It is.
Right? So to lose a job on price because guys are going to come in and undercut you, like, it is what it is. I think the biggest thing for us in terms of marketing is it was to help us get in front of more people. To lose a job for price or trust or anything like that, like, that's our problem. Mm-hmm. But just because we can't get in front of them, I think that was really eating us, because we just didn't have the amount of volume that we needed.
Yeah.
So now that we're getting there, it's like, hey, you know what? We're taking that next step and we're moving in the right direction, which is always nice to see.
Yeah, obviously with all of that, there's budgets and concerns around budgets. In terms of prioritization of your spend, and just speaking from experience working with you guys as long as we have, is the dependency on, like, us, like, you guys depend heavily on the agency to direct your spend, right?
Yeah.
Obviously everybody has budget restrictions, and like they work within their comfort factor. Yeah. When you guys first approached agency one and they started spitting out pricing at you guys, did you ever evaluate or consider or think about, hey, where should we be financially? Like, how much? Because it's a mysterious world. Again, I use the word loose, pretty consistently, because there are agencies out there that will charge what we charge, and there are agencies that charge 10 times what we charge, and then there's the ones that charge a quarter of what we charge. So it's very hard for somebody to appreciate
100%.
What should I budget for this thing? So speak to me about
First one, they told us, Ferd, you're going to be on the first page of Google. We're like, all right, great. Sounds good. I think we were on the first page of Google for 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
If that. And we don't even know that we were. We just know the phone rang.
That's what you were. Oh, you were told.
We were younger, right? Yeah. We were younger. We were hungry. Like, oh my God, we're going to be on the first page of Google. Let's do it. You know what I mean? As soon as we're going to blow up, we're going to go so big. And it's just like 3 months down the line, it's like,
let's try.
What's going on?
You know who did call? All the other companies called us from Google saying, hey, I found you on the third page.
Yeah.
And we can bump you up.
Yeah. That's what we kept getting. Right? Other website designers. Your website's got this wrong with it. You want us to work with us? And this is like, no, like, we have a guy.
So just out of curiosity, when you're being sold that you're going to be on the first page of Google, Is that individual advising you for what words or term? No, you just could be on the first page.
First page.
It could be for anything.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Selling carpet.
Selling carpet. Well, that again, that's part of the mystery is, yes, you can be on the first page of Google, but if that term is searched 5 times a year, who cares? Why would you invest anything in something that's not going to get you any conversion traction, right? So part of the technique is to get you on the first page for keywords that have volume or that are logical to your business, right? That are going to convert, right?
Yeah. But see, at first they didn't tell us all this, right? They're just like, oh, you'd be a first page of Google for contracting, and that's it. It's like, oh, it'll be this much money. We're like, okay, we can afford it. Let's do it.
Well, of course, you're getting into it because you had the appetite. You're, like you said, you're young. You want to grow. Somebody just come in. You have curiosity. You know, the curiosity is driving it.
Yeah.
In terms of where you guys are at now, in terms of like having a better understanding of some of the digital marketing principles and some of the trends that we talk about. What else are you guys curious to learn about when it comes to like digital? I'm just curious from your perspectives now, having done this for as long as you guys
How
have.
the social media works is going to be key.
Oh, the mystery of social media. That's the next spot.
That's a whole other project on its own.
Yeah. Social is very unique. It's very complementary. The content on social can be evergreen, like it could live there forever, be very valuable. I think when you really dial it back, take all the tactics away, take all the strategies away, what you're really trying to do, and I think this is something we've spoken about, what you're really trying to do is connect contextually with your audience. You know, you want to be relevant to that person who's ready to make a decision or is early in their decision-making process of like, you know, the reason why we got you guys on social, because you are in a visual world.
Yeah.
You guys are, people really like to see like, okay, these guys are in general contractors, they do construction, they do
What kind of work are they doing?
I want to see what they've
Good
done.
is their work.
I want to see what they've done. And there's the beauty of social is you get that opportunity to almost like create this visual portfolio.
Yeah.
Right? Algorithmically, there's a million things that we could talk about that are going to bore you to death.
Right. You'll lose me. Yeah.
It's probably, you guys start talking to me about plumbing.
Yeah, right.
You know?
Shit goes downhill. That's all you need to know, man.
Yeah, that's right. But it's interesting. You guys aren't the first to like, you know, have that kind of appetite to want to understand social because it's such a monster. Like there's so many things you can do with social, and really it's the big part of social is content, like creating content. And I know you're no different than a majority of the clients who find it challenging to create content. Yeah. Right. And so in terms of that, like, you guys are very new. You know, we've been out, we've done photo shoots. You guys are here doing this is content, right? So let me ask you, are you starting to sense the value of what content can do for you guys?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
100%.
And so have you guys changed any of your behaviors or habits? Like if you're on site, does your phone stay in your pocket, or do you have the appetite to get it out?
More photos, more videotaping, catch everything, right? Because you never know what it'll be.
So I'm going to hold you guys accountable to this. You know, we're saying it now. It's this shit's going to live forever.
No, for sure.
But it's like, it's good that you guys have that understanding now, because yes, if you want to be more active, you want to showcase the work you do, and you want that, again, human to human connection, people really like will gravitate to somebody that they can relate with, right? Yeah. And you guys are obviously very like easily relatable from having worked with you now. Yeah. But I mean, ultimately, I would encourage you and the people who are watching this, if you're not comfortable, you just got to take that chance on yourself. Yeah. You know, it doesn't have to be a high-end media production. It doesn't have to be a Pixar film. Like, just get it captured and just put it out there authentically. Yeah. And I think you guys are doing a good job at it. And I think, you know, as you get more and more comfortable, keep those cameras out and keep it going. Last question for me. What specific outcomes or improvements would you make or would make you feel more confident, like in the world of digital marketing? Okay. What will give you more confidence in this space?
Good question.
I gave him a
feel like-
stumper here.
Yeah,
Yeah, you got me. Gotta think about this one.
Deep waters for us as it is.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like maybe not so much a confidence boost, but maybe I think if we had a way to better connect what you do and what we do, because we're always trying to bridge that gap.
Sure.
Right? You guys are filling your role over here. We know what we have to do on our side. It's always going to be, if we can get that to mesh together better, it's always going to be better down the line too, right?
Do you mean in terms of like more face-to-face meetings, more like
Just
teachers
more like
more
what we're looking for in terms of leads type things. You know what I mean? Like where the money is located and stuff like that. Like we want to know exactly, hey, why are you putting it there? Like maybe we're on two different roads right now and we're not meeting in the middle. Right. Like you guys think we're looking for maybe like roofing. Well, we're not roofers. You know what I mean? Okay, like
that's
people
it right there.
people search that a lot, but it's just like, no, that's not us. We're general contractors. Yes, we have roofers. Yes, we do that. But that's not like a lead for us.
right.
For you guys want to go off the metrics, and we're going to be able to go off of what we know we can deal with on site.
Yeah.
And so it's always bridging that and getting everything, like that's always going to be huge, right? That's what we've been building towards for a year. And I feel like we're always getting better and better and better with it, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But there's always room to move.
There's we're living in a world of infinite opportunities. Really,
100%.
is the appetite comes down to how much you guys want to scale, how quickly you want to grow.
Exactly.
And so what I'm hearing is what's really important to you guys is alignment,
Yes.
There it is.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like ensuring that this is where our business is. This is what we do, guys.
Yeah.
This is what you do. But we can come with a million recommendations, but if they're roofing, which Mike you said, that's not us. Okay, even if we see an opportunity in roofing in the future, it's not something you're interested in or something you want to entertain. So I totally get that. I think that alignment and the regularity of conversations you have to have with your marketing agency, that cadence has to be monthly. Has to be.
For sure.
Like otherwise, you're going to go back to the first company you worked with.
Exactly. It's just not
Where
going
it's
to
going
work.
to be disappointment.
Yeah.
So
Because yes, we do want the guys that are searching high volume, but also we wouldn't mind taking the ones that are low volume, right? Because those are the little ones that people are looking for new builds or something like that. Okay, yeah, it may not be high that month, but that one or two people that are looking at that might call us and say, hey, look, let's call Forza Contracting, let's do it, right?
It's huge for us too, right? Because like at the end of the day, it's different volume in terms of what it means to land a sale for us. It's not like we're looking for one client to come and get a haircut.
right.
For us to land a job, they're bigger ticket items. So we don't really need to hit it like another company would, right?
And that's a great point you bring up because part of what like your guys' business isn't today they call you, tomorrow they're signing the dotted line. As much as it would be nice, right?
It's like winning the lottery. It'd be nice for everyone.
One out of every
Doesn't
maybe
happen.
1,000.
Yeah.
But the stuff you guys do takes time, consultation, drawing,
You gotta earn the trust,
approvals,
right?
all that kind of
You
stuff.
gotta earn the trust. A lot of people too get misled from other contractors.
Oh yeah,
For sure.
yes, them to death.
Yeah.
That's what
yes.
crazy.
Come in with the lowest price. Next thing you know it, their price triples.
Yeah.
Because they got yes to death at the beginning. That's what we don't do. And we try not to do. You know what I mean?
It's a halfway Cirque du Soleil. Like we're not here to do your
Yeah.
Like, this is what it is.
We don't have no magic wand.
No.
And we tell you straight how it is, and that's it.
Yeah, and I think so. Part of that is impossible to convey just through one medium like a website. Like
100%.
it's like until they get an opportunity to hear you say those things. Like we've just captured that, and it's a great message because you guys have said it to me almost every time we sit down. It's like we went to this site. This guy he did the walls, they're wrong. We have to strip it all. We got to rip it apart anyways. Now the person doesn't have budget.
No money left.
No money left because they've been hosed.
And we
by-
look like the bad guys.
We always go under the bus for stuff like that. We tell them straight every time.
Right.
No magic, no miracles. Magic's for Vegas, miracles for church. That's it. That's it. We can't do it.
Yeah, and I think that's a great. I think that just having that as part of your narrative to be like, listen, we're honest, we're straightforward. We get shit done right the first time.
We try.
Yeah,
No one's perfect.
no one's
right?
perfect.
No one's
Yeah.
perfect.
Everyone's gonna, for sure. But I really appreciate that. And I really appreciate you guys spending some time today just having this conversation, because what I think what we're trying to do here is just hear from non-marketers on their perception of marketing and how we can debunk some of the narratives that are out in the world and the sorts of things you guys look for, you know, when you're searching for an agency to help you scale your businesses, right? So I appreciate you, Mike and Mike. Thanks for
having us. Appreciate
this.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody. We're going to get these guys. Why don't you close off by kind of telling people where they can find you, how they can find you, even though we're doing all your marketing.
You can find us on Instagram. It's Forza Contracting. It's our website's www.forzacontracting.ca. Give us a call, shoot us an email. Take care of you.
You got to call these guys. They'll be straight with you. They do amazing work. Thank you again for your time, guys. Appreciate it. See ya.
Thank you.
All right, now let's go talk about your staff.
That was good.